Hello and welcome to our very first Global College Spotlight of 2026. As we begin our third season of Global College Spotlights, we are excited to continue highlighting international education options where students can earn a full undergraduate or graduate degree entirely in English. This year, we will place a special focus on universities in Germany, while also featuring other institutions across the DACH region of Europe, which includes Austria and Switzerland. Today, we'll hear about SRH University in Germany. SRH is a private, state-recognized University of Applied Sciences, originally established in 1969 in Heidelberg, and today it is part of a multi-campus university network in Germany. As a University of Applied Sciences, SRH emphasizes hands-on, practice-oriented learning, smaller class sizes, and close interaction between students and faculty. As always, today's Global College Spotlight is brought to you by Global College Advisors, and just in case you are new to our Global College Spotlights, I'm Cornelia Betschart-Fortes, founder of Global College Advisors, and I'm excited to be your host today. Before we hear more about SRH University, let me introduce you to Zoran Novakovic. I hope I said that correct. So Zoran is the regional manager at SRH University and works directly with students and partners from Anglo-Saxon countries, so the US, Canada, the UK, Australia, and New Zealand. As part of his role, he assists potential applicants with information about the programs at SRH, the application process, entry requirements, and provides overall support to interested students. Once students started the application process, the admission teams will take over, but Zoran will continue to monitor the journey and make sure that everything goes smoothly. So he is your first point of contact. Thank you so much for being here with us today, Zoran. I will stop sharing my screen and hand over the presentation to you. Okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the introduction, Cornelia. It's a pleasure to be here. Let me go ahead and start sharing my screen. You should be able to see it now. Please let me know if you can see my slides.
Perfect.
Great. Thank you. Well, in today's presentation, I will go, first of all, I will tell you a little bit about Germany as a study destination, and then I'll walk you through our SRH University, and I'll present you the locations where we operate, the programs that are available to you. I'll go through some of the to the entry requirements and application process. And I will also cover some other different topics. And at the end, I think maybe if I don't cover anything, Cornelia might have some questions for me, and I will be more than happy to answer them. First of all, about Germany as a country as a study destination, it's ranked constantly among the top 5 most popular destinations in the world, along, of course, the US, well, the big 4, US, Canada, UK, and Australia. Germany has always ranked high in this ranking. We offer top quality education, outstanding academic programs. You have a large variety of programs to study from. You have research universities, you have universities of applied sciences, you have state universities, you have private universities. So there's a lot of options and choices for everyone. Germany is very much geared to practice, and SRH as well. So we focus a lot, as Cornelia mentioned as well, on hands-on learning process. So we make sure that the students are ready for employment immediately after graduation. In terms of the economic situation, Germany has always been a powerhouse as a #1 economy in Europe and #3 in the world, and which is a great thing to learn that we have at the moment in Germany more than 400,000 vacant positions across all industries, which means that Germany needs to attract young talent and international students to fill this gap. About health and safety, the German standards are very high. If you've traveled to Germany, you will know that, well, in terms of the medical facilities and all the resources available to the populations are at the highest standards. And contrary to popular beliefs, Germany is actually a very welcoming place, and the people are not as cold as you would think. It's a very open society. You have people from all around the world. I think Berlin only has more than 200 nationalities, which is basically people from every single country in the world. And also, the level of English in Germany is one of the highest in Europe. Some of the additional benefits that are offered by the German government and for non-EU students is that you can work up to 140 full days per year. And then what's a really good point is that you have an 18-month stay back option after graduation. You have a program of 3.5 years, and then you have 1.5 year to stay longer on a student visa, on the same student visa, to search for a job, meaning that you don't have to immediately return to your country or change the status of your visa. This allows you a period to look without any stress and find carefully the job that you want. Now, going to SRH University and the campuses that we operate, we are a very large university. Those campuses that you see, they used to be individual schools of applied sciences. They used to be different universities that at the end of 2024 came under the same umbrella of SRH University. So now we are just one university with multiple campuses across Germany mainly. We also have a campus in the Netherlands, and we have a cooperation with a university in Paraguay. From Germany, the main campuses that we have are, of course, in the big cities: Berlin, Hamburg, Munich. Heidelberg is our biggest campus, and as Cornelia mentioned, is where the university was born. And then we have smaller campuses, but as international as the other ones, with programs taught in English for people who prefer a more relaxed study environment and maybe not the craziness of a big city as Berlin and Munich. So, for example, Leipzig, Dresden, Cologne, they are very nice cities, super chill, international, and most importantly, they are much more affordable than the capital or Munich. Some of the things to highlight about SRH University: we are state accredited and highly ranked in the German system. Something that's very important to note is that we are not, since we are a university of applied sciences, we don't show up in the rankings like Times Higher Education or QS University rankings, because they rank only the research university. So we cannot figure in those rankings. But as opposed to those rankings, we have a high employability rate. So this is where we like to focus, because in the end, this is what the students attending our university want. They want to get the practical knowledge and experience, and then they want to find the job as soon as possible. And I'm very happy to let you know that we have a graduate employability of over 90% across all our programs for both German and international students. This means that the students who graduate, they find employment within their first 6 to 8 months from their graduation. We offer a very international experience. We have students from over 140 countries. We have 250 partner universities where students can benefit from exchange programs such as Erasmus Plus, for example. And we have a wide range of programs. We have overall, it's really hard to keep up with the number, but I think at this point we have over 340, close to 350 programs overall in German and English, but only the English portfolio contains over 100 programs. So there's plenty of choices, plenty of options for everyone. And something very important that I want to highlight about SRH and what differentiate us from other university is our competence-oriented research and education that we call our core principle. So the core principle, it means that as opposed to a traditional university where you sit in class for a full semester and you have 12 subjects, and at the end of the semester, you sit all the exam in that very stressful and chaotic exam period. At SRH, you study in 5-week blocks, meaning that you start, for example, in the 1st of October, and then you have for the first 5 weeks, 1 or 2 subjects, you focus only on them, and then you sit a small exam. You can forget about them, well, not entirely, but then you move on to the next 1 or 2 subjects, depending on the complexity and depending on the volume of that particular subject. So this makes the students stay more focused on those 1 or 2 subjects, and it doesn't create that mess at the end of the semester and all that chaos generated by the exam period. What else? Yes, I wanted to show you some of the highlights. 140 different nationalities. We do have over 3,500 corporate partners, and this is a list of companies that we have available for all our students, meaning that we have this job portal and job database where students can look for part-time jobs, they can look for internships, they can get in contact with the companies, they can create a network for future work opportunities. And something that's also important, we have 2 intakes in April and October, meaning that you can start your studies both in April and October. So you don't have to wait a full year, or maybe you want to take half a year off after finishing high school, and then you want to study maybe in April. We do have quite a lot of campuses, as you saw. I'm not going to show you all of them, but I just wanted to focus on our Berlin campus because it's the newest one and it's the most beautiful one that is just opened in the end of 2024. So it's just a little over 1 year old. And it has fantastic facilities just on the riverside. It has all the labs and facilities that you will need. So they're very good for electronics, for engineering. We have an automotive lab where students work on cars and mini rockets and whatever they want to do. We have the music studios, the photography studios, the ones for film and television. All these are available for students, together with all the equipment necessary for studies that can be booked, reserved at any point, free of charge for all the students. At the Berlin campus, at the moment, we have around 2,000 students, something like that, with the number keep increasing. And we constantly add new programs. So the portfolio that we have, I'm going to go soon through the list of programs that we have. That portfolio of programs changes because we are always adding new programs. Since we are a private university, and we work with corporate partners, we are always developing these programs based on the industry's needs. So this is very important to keep in mind. We are not, when you study with us, you don't learn just general knowledge about a particular subject. Keep in mind that that particular program was developed together with the corporate partners to make you ready and get you the best fit for that particular industry. Going to the programs now, we have the 5 schools or faculties, the arts, information and media, business and law, technology and architecture. These 3, AIM, BLS and TEAC, they are the ones with the most English programs. Under the School of Health Education and Social Sciences, we only have 2 master programs in English. The rest of the programs are in German. And the schools under the School of Psychology, all the programs are in German, which makes sense because in the end, you're going to have to work with patients, you're going to have to work with the public, and the university wants to generate the workforce for that particular country. And it's going to be the same regardless of where you want to study. If it's something related to like general medicine or psychology, everything where you interact with the patient, it's usually going to be in the mother tongue of that country. Some of the programs, as I said, the portfolio is forever developing. We just had a meeting yesterday where we were informed that for 2027, we're going to have 10 new bachelor programs under the different schools. So for all the information, you're going to have my contact info and Cornelia's as well. Please always reach out and we're going to be more than happy to assist you. Some of the programs under the School of Arts, Information and Media, Advertising and Brand Design, Film and Motion Design, Illustration, Marketing, Communication, Photography, Web Development. That's also combined with a little bit of IT, audio design, music production. These are all very, very popular programs, especially with the European students, but also with students from the US. We saw a good number of students from the US applying and being accepted at like film and motion design, for example, and the music production and the popular music programs. Then we have the Business and Law School, where we have the most popular program out of all of them, which is the International Business Administration. And it's the most popular one because it's also very flexible. You have two options. You can do a fast track of 6 semesters, which is 3 years, or you can choose the International Experience track, where you add an extra semester, meaning that the whole program is 3.5 years, but the 5th semester is going to be either an internship or a semester abroad. So a lot of students prefer this international experience, and they can also go and work, get the work experience, or they can study in a different university in a different country at a partner institution. Under the International Business Administration program, we have different focuses. So you can choose automotive management, business psychology, digital marketing, healthcare management, sports management, supply chain. So you see there's a lot of options for everyone. We do have MBAs as well, and a DBA, Doctorate in Business Administration, which is done in collaboration with the University of Liverpool in the UK. Another popular program that we offer under the School of Technology and Architecture is the Applied Mechatronics System, the Bachelor of Engineering. And this is a program that has been developed together with Siemens. For the ones passionate about technology, I'm sure you know who Siemens is. And they offer this Siemens Mechatronics System certificate, which otherwise, if you want to take that certification on your own, it takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of studying, and it's quite expensive. And that certification gives you a level 2 or level 3 engineer according to Siemens criteria. But if you take this program with us, the Applied Mechatronics System or the Master of Engineering in Sustainable Technology Management, these programs being developed with Siemens, they have this Siemens Mechatronics System certification integrated in the program, meaning that you don't have to take them separately. So if you finish the Master of Engineering and Sustainable Technology Management, then you will already be a level 2 Siemens engineer. The Bachelor in Computer Science and Electrical Engineering. Basically, all the engineering programs are quite popular in Germany, especially in the southern part where you have all these big car manufacturers, and they are like very attractive to a lot of students. What else? Sorry. Yes, here. So I mentioned that we have under the School of Health Education and Social Sciences, only under the master program, we have the Dance Movement Therapy and the Music Therapy Master of Arts programs, which are popular with students from the US. We've seen a good number of applications and students from the United States and Canada as well being accepted at these two programs. The rest of them, they are taught in German. I'm not going to cover them, but if you feel like you want to study in German, please reach out and I'll be more than happy to assist you. And under the School of Psychology, again, we only have only 4 programs, 2 bachelors, 2 masters, both all of them in German. I already mentioned these, the popular programs that we have: International Business Administration, Computer Science, Applied Mechatronics System, and all the creative programs. And for US students, apart from the ones above and the ones that I mentioned, yes, the dance movement therapy and the music therapy at the master level. A few facts and figures about our uni. As I mentioned, we have 2 intakes in April and October, and we have January and October for SRH International College. I'll get to that in a second. As a duration of studies, it's either 6 or 7 semesters for a bachelor. A master can last anything from 2 to 4 semesters, 1 to 2 years. And the MBA, it's either 1 year or 1 year and a half. We have a point there about the application deadline. In reality, we don't have an application deadline, but we don't encourage you to wait until the very last moment. We operate on a rolling admission basis, meaning that you can start your application at any point 1 year in advance before the studies start. Even if you are in the last year of high school and you want to start your application now, you can do it. Submit all the documentations that it's required. If we get your predicted grades, if we see that everything is going to be okay, you receive a conditional offer, and that conditional offer will be changed to an actual offer once you graduate high school and you provide us with your final transcript of records and your high school diploma. But this makes the process a little bit easier for you, for the applicant, because you don't have to wait until the very last moment to submit all your documentation at once. We operate through a very easy application portal. You apply directly with us, with our team, so we don't go through third parties, application helping companies. Everything is done in-house by our team. We have a team of, I think, 55 to 60 admission officers that cover all these programs, and they will be your guides through the entire application process. But as I mentioned, it's always, especially for the students outside the EU, it's always better to apply in advance. We recommend 2 or 3 months, maybe 4, 5, as much as you think you need. It's not the application process that would be the problem, because that goes, if you have the grades in the subject, that goes relatively quick. But it's all the moving and all the plans and all the finances that has to be done and prepared for your big move to Germany. So take that into consideration when you plan your application process, because that can get stressful towards the beginning of the semester. We also accept late arrivals in case that something extraordinary happens and you have been accepted, but you are not, you cannot make it to the beginning of the studies. Let's take 1st of October. You can still show up for class on campus within those 5 weeks, first 5 weeks, which is the first core module. So you have until, say, close to mid-November to show up, beginning of November to show up. That's an extra month that would help you and hopefully provide you with the necessary time to actually make it to Germany. As a tuition fee, it's not very expensive. That would be between 8,000 and 11,500, 12,000 US dollars per year for a bachelor degree. Again, depending on the program, if it's 6 semester, if it's 7 semester, depending also on the city, because some of the programs are offered in multiple locations. So the costs are not extremely high. If we compare ourselves with the university in the US or in Canada or Australia, this is actually quite low, but the prices can seem high compared to other European universities. But keep in mind that we are a private university, we're not a state one. So, and all these, we are a non-profit organization. SRH SRH University belongs to SRH Holding. We are a non-profit organization, meaning that everything that we receive from the students, all this money, we reinvest in education. That's why we can develop all these new programs year after year. That's why we were able to build that spectacular campus in Berlin, and we are able to focus on increasing the quality of the students and our campuses. Some of the entry requirements for the bachelor programs. The access to university in home country is a prerequisite for both direct entry and the foundation program offered by SRH International College. The entry criteria, their academic, language, and motivation portfolio. If you are a native speaker, like the US or Canada, you will be exempt from the language requirement. You will get a waiver as a native speaker. I will just go for some of the programs. For the creative programs, everything that's art related, photography, illustration, design, and so on, you will need a portfolio. Nothing to be worried about. It's just to show your work, and for the professors or the admission team to see your personality and to see that you actually have an inclination toward that subject. Direct entry criteria for US students, again, nothing very complicated. First of all, the high school that you attend must be accredited. There's a whole list of accreditations of accrediting bodies. So that's very easy to check if your high school is accredited, which usually is. Then there is a grades requirement. You're gonna need at a minimum of 3 APs or honors or college prep programs subjects in the last 2 years of high school with a minimum grade of 3 or C. And then the subject requirements for those 3 programs, APs, honors, or college prep, they depend on which school you want to attend, either tech, business, or creative. So for tech, of course, you're going to need maths and physics besides English. For business, you're going to need English, maths, or statistics, and then a third subject. And for creative arts, English plus 2 subjects, but here is where you're going to need the portfolio. If you cannot meet this criteria, no problem. We do have the SRH International College, which is our foundation program, meaning that you will take 1 year to, it's either on business, engineering and IT, or creative studies. You will take 1 year before you actually start the bachelor program. So this is where you will develop everything that you need, everything that you miss in order to successfully start the bachelor degree. Once you were accepted at the international college, you don't need to reapply for a bachelor program. You will be directly transferred to the program of your choice. And the same thing with the master. Maybe you did a bachelor degree in another country. You don't have enough ECTS points. We do offer a pre-master program for business and engineering and IT, and then you choose, and then you go further to do your master program. Something that I forgot to mention, the GPA, the general GPA, the overall GPA from your high school must be a 2.7 on a German scale. The German scale is a little bit different. It goes from 5 to 1, with 1 being the highest. But this 2.7 is roughly a 2.3 or 2.5 on a US grading scale, high C, low B range. It is not extraordinarily difficult to achieve. Anything else here? Yes. I'm going to cover a little bit of the employability aspect. As I mentioned, Germany wants to attract over 400,000 skilled workers from abroad each year. And this is some of the job vacancies that are in Germany at the moment. You're going to see quite a large gap in all industries, meaning that there's opportunities for everyone. Of course, manufacturing and engineering leads is the highest industry in Germany, and close to 150,000 workers needed in this sector. You see education, financial services, construction, IT and communication, accommodation, food service, hospitality, and so on. So there's plenty of options for everyone. Something about the residence regulation in Germany. As a US citizen or Canadian citizen, you don't need a visa to go to Germany. However, once you arrive in Germany, you have 3 months to register yourself with the local immigration office and to get this student residence permit. This is something mandatory that every single student must do. And with this student residence permit, you are allowed to work up to 140 days full-time per calendar year, or 280 days part-time, which gives you plenty of options to have a job aside your studies to earn a little extra. The minimum salary in Germany per hour, I think it has increased now because this is the data from January 2024. I think right now it's at around 15 or 16 US dollars per hour. Once you graduated from SRH, you are eligible to extend the student visa by 18 months as a job. Is naming it as a job seeker residence permit, and this allows you to work full time and look for a suitable job at the same time. Once you get a full-time job, then you need to change the visa into an actual resident, because to be an actual resident in Germany, you're gonna need the employment contract. Oh yeah, this is just an overview. The employment that's considered. This is something important to mention. So, say for example, you study a bachelor in photography. If you have a part-time work that's related to photography, to your field of studies, that is not considered towards those 20 hours per week. Meaning that if you are a freelancer, or you take photos at an event, or you go to I don't know, different parties, different cultural events, and you take photos as a professional in your free time, that job is not considered towards those 20 hours. So that's very important to mention. As I said earlier, you have our career portal and you have our job seeker tools that are available to all the students, where you can search for information at any time. We do offer a career. We have a career portal. We have a career fair, and then we have a job fair on campus. So plenty of opportunities for everyone. You just need to want to find a job. This is some of our corporate partners that we work with and develop our programs. I'm sure you're gonna recognize quite a lot of them: Lufthansa, Red Bull, Audi, Bayern, even Tesla. Some of our graduates went on to work at Tesla, which I think is really cool, if you ask me. And finally, I'll go through the application and admission process. It's very easy. Once you log into our portal, it's apply.srh.de. You're going to have to create your account and profile, and then you will see the full list of programs where you can apply, and then you'll see the requirements for every single program. As I mentioned, you can upload your documents at any point. If we are in touch before, let's say, for example, you contact me for more information, I help you decide to apply. In the moment when you apply, you will be taken over by the admission team, and they will provide assistance. But I will also monitor your application and make sure that you're not missing anything. The communication with you will be done through that portal. So maybe there might be messages that you missed. Maybe there might be documents that you still need to upload, and that's where I will provide support. After you sent your documents and maybe you had your admission interview, some of the programs require an admission interview, you will receive the study offer or the conditional offer, as I mentioned, in case you don't have all the documents. And then you simply sign the contract, pay the enrollment fee, and then you will receive your student contract. The application process also depends on you and your response time. It usually lasts a month and a half, maybe 2 months, less than 2 months. No, it's not going to get to 2 months, maybe a month and a half. But again, it depends. It's on a case by case scenario. It depends on everyone and the response time and the documents that are still missing or if they've been uploaded correctly. But again, as I mentioned, there's nothing too complicated. The admission process is very straightforward. The team is very helpful, and you will always have at least one point of contact to assist you in this process. And I think that was the last point. For me, this is our social medias. In case you want to follow us, we have a team of 10 regional managers across around the world that are constantly posting from their regions, and most importantly, you'll also be able to see like news and events that happen on campus on our social media. So thank you very much for the opportunity to be here, Cornelia. It was a pleasure presenting. And if there are any questions, I'm very happy to answer them.
Perfect. Wonderful. That was such a great comprehensive presentation. Great. Well, so before we close, you see this is our final slide. It has all the contact details on there. So if you would like to connect with Soran and SRH University, you'll find that information right here, along with my own. And yes, while we have that slide up, I do have a couple of questions for you, Soran. Even though it was an awesome presentation, thank you so much. It was really helpful to understand, what SRH has to offer. So you mentioned tuition costs already. A little add-on, do you offer any scholarships at your university?
Yes, we do. We offer merit-based scholarships that can be anything between 10% and 50% on the first year's tuition fee. There is no general standard criteria for offering these scholarships because every year, we have a pool of money, a fund that we divide across different students for offering the scholarship. And every year we get different applications. So the students have different backgrounds, different motivations, different extracurricular activities. So every year they apply, and then we have a scholarship committee that every year, every semester, they get together, they analyze all the applications, and then they decide how they want to split those scholarships. So that's why we don't have some general rules that if you have this, then you get this. No, that's not going to happen because the students always compete to each other. But generally, what we're looking at is academic performance, top grades constantly, and not only say that if you want to apply for a business, for an engineering program, you've been very good in maths and physics, but not so good in history or geography, for example. No, we're looking at overall academic excellence, extracurricular activities, volunteering activities. These are all skills and aspects of the student's life that show us that they are willing to do that little extra step, and they don't yeah, they don't comply with just the what needs to be done, but they want to do a little bit extra. So that's what we're
Mhm.
looking at when offering the scholarships.
Oh, okay. So the scholarship is much more based on this holistic review, almost like the
Correct.
US in that sense, right?
Correct.
Okay, okay, awesome. Thank you for answering that. And then you didn't mention anything regarding housing, I believe, right? Maybe I missed it, but I don't think so.
No, no, you
So,
didn't.
yeah.
You didn't miss. That's right. It's just it was yeah, it's a very large topic. Yes, housing. We do offer housing like on campus style, US campus style in Heidelberg, which is an extraordinary place. It's a huge campus. I learned recently that I think it was 1974 or 76, something like that. That campus hosted the Paralympic Games. So
Oh,
that
wow.
the campus that we have now in Heidelberg was the Olympic Village. In that campus now we have, I think it's close to 800 rooms for students, and we are still building. Again, as I said, money being reinvested in the university and in the facilities. We're gonna get soon to 1,000 places in on campus in Heidelberg. It's a very high demand, so if you're looking to live there, make sure that you apply early. You'll only be able to apply for those spots once you have been accepted at the university, because you need to apply with the acceptance letter received by the uni. In the other cities, Berlin, Munich, Hamburg, and so on, we don't offer accommodation per se as in Heidelberg campus style, but we do work with different accommodation providers. We work with different private companies that offer student accommodation, student dormitories, and they usually have better rates for us if you come with the acceptance letter from us. It's not that difficult to find accommodation. Maybe in Berlin, a bit. Of course, it's a very large subject, and we can speak about this for days. It also
Hmm.
depends on what the student is looking for, and it depends on the budget of the family. It depends if they want to live in the city center or they are willing to live a little bit outside and commute, use the public transport, which is great in Germany, by the way,
Hmm.
or if they are willing to share a flat with a friend, or maybe get a house and share it among 3 or 4 or 5 people. So of course, when we're looking at the costs of accommodation in Berlin, it can get to 1,200, 1,300 US dollars per month. Munich, about the same. Leipzig or Dresden can get to half. As I mentioned, they are much more affordable. You can find accommodation for $600 in Leipzig or in Dresden with no problems. But again, it depends on everyone and what they're looking for. We haven't had and we don't have issues with students not finding accommodation. As opposed to other countries, Germany is quite big and there's constructions happening all the time. So yeah, the country knows that they need workers. We need to attract these international students, but we also need space where they can sleep, where they study
Right.
with us. So of course, these things are always developing. Yeah.
Okay, well, that's good to know. So you guys are a little bit hands-on with the housing. You do actively help, especially international students,
We
right?
we
Um,
do for each applicant. Well, for everyone that requests, we have an accommodation guide for each city, and that
okay.
application guide tells you like check these portals, all this information, where to look, best areas, what to avoid, what not to look for, plus
Hmm.
a list of these providers of accommodation that the students are free to contact at any point.
Hmm.
We assist them. Yes.
And regarding the housing in Heidelberg, will people find some more information in terms of pricing for the dorms that you have there on the website? Or is that something they would need to
Yes.
contact you
Yeah.
for?
Yeah. No, no, no. All the information is on the website, but it's actually quite cheap. It's below 500 euros per
Oh,
month.
that's great.
In yes, that's why it's such a high demand. One, it's
Hmm.
the location. It's exactly on campus, and secondly, yeah, it's the price. I think that goes to like what's the exchange rate? 550, maybe close to 600 US dollars per
Yeah,
month,
something around that,
something like
maybe.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've
that's
just been there. I've just been there in November, and I saw that campus. It's fantastic. It has a library, a central gym, and they have this per sport facilities, exactly as a US campus, and it's
hmm.
massive. It's very widespread.
Oh wow. Yeah, that sounds really
Yeah,
interesting. Yeah.
I think in the next 3 to 5 years, Berlin is gonna be our third largest campus after Heidelberg and Berlin. Munich,
Yeah,
sorry,
Munich will
Munich
be.
is
Yeah,
gonna
yeah, yeah.
be,
Yeah,
yes,
both
will be the
campuses are
third one.
beautiful. Berlin campus is really beautiful, and the
Mm.
Munich one was still in construction, but it looked already like
Yes.
similar, had like vibes that were similar to the Berlin one. So I really like.
Yes, it's gonna keep growing. I think
Yeah,
only for October this year we're adding 5 or 6 new programs at the campus in Munich,
that's awesome.
and we're
And
constantly going to develop it. Yep.
yeah, yeah. No, what I want to
Sure.
what I wanted to mention for the Munich one, since I had a tour there, they have an outstanding audio
Oh
design
yes,
program there, right? The
yes,
sound
yes,
studios have actually been used by professional bands, what I heard, right? So
yes,
I mean, it's
yes.
really impressive. So I can.
It used to be it used to be an audio recording studio. Yes, so a lot of
Mhm,
well, not known bands for me, but yeah, I know that a lot of German bands and artists were actually recording professional music over there. Yes,
mhm,
that's
mhm.
correct. So now
Yeah,
that audio recording studio, now it's part of the facilities that we offer for students. Awesome.
yeah. So yeah,
You
definitely.
cannot get more hands-on than that.
No, 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 that was a really, and it's beautiful, that audio design studio. I mean, it's
Mhm.
amazing. It was very impressive. So I just wanted to mention that
Great.
here as well. And if students were to choose an internship, are you actively helping them with opportunities with, connections to companies where they can interview, or how does that work?
We do, yes, we do have all these resources at their disposal. We have a job portal, all these corporate partners that are actively posting job openings. They can always look for that. They can already look for that from the first moment when they land on campus and they get their access to the intranet, because that's
Mhm,
integrated in our internal system for students. So they don't need to wait for the end of fourth semester to start looking for an internship. They can start looking for it right away. And
mhm,
then they also have the advantage of the students who have just finished the internship and now are in the sixth or seventh semester and they are on campus. You can reach out to them and say, look, we're at the same program. Help me out. What did you do? So that's always
yeah.
a great way to start if someone is unsure on how to proceed in looking for an internship.
Mhm.
Speak to the students in in the higher years,
That's true.
and for sure they'll help you. Yeah.
That is always helpful, exactly. But do you guys have a career center in
Yes.
place actually, or
We do.
okay.
Yes, we do. And we also assist students with like preparing for interviews, preparing a motivational letter, preparing their CV and so on. Yes, they can
Mhm.
always reach out. All these
Okay, perfect.
resources are at their disposal. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. And my last question, because you mentioned the foundation year program, and said once you're in a foundation, you automatically basically just move up into your bachelor program. How is it if a student applies to the bachelor program, right? And you're from your side say, well, the credentials or you don't really meet the requirements. Are they automatically considered to the foundation program, or would they have to apply again for the foundation program directly?
Uh, this is actually how the process goes. They start applying for the bachelor degree. So they
Mhm.
don't, when you go on our website, you don't have the possibility to apply for the international college. You first apply to the bachelor degree that you'd like to study, say
Mhm.
international business administration. If you don't fulfill the criteria, then the admission team will pass you to the admission team at the international college for the foundation year. So you don't need to
Mhm.
reapply. All the information is in the system. It's just someone else that's going to take over the process and will direct you to your path towards admission in the international college. But no, it's just one application. So you
Ah,
start
okay.
applying, then you're moved to the international college, you finish, and then you go back to the bachelor program that you chose in the beginning.
No, that's actually that's great to know. That's really helpful. And well, Thank you so much for answering all my extra questions.
My pleasure.
I appreciate that. And thanks so much again for introducing us to SRH University in Germany. This was really, really great. I really appreciate that we were able to get a bit of a closer look at the university's programs and also the teaching philosophy. That was awesome. So as a quick reminder, our Global College Spotlight series continues each month, featuring universities from across Europe and beyond. And you can revisit today's conversation and explore previous Global College Spotlights anytime on our website or on our YouTube channel. And with that, I look forward to welcoming you back next month in February 2026, where we will continue our exploration of German universities. Until then, thank you for watching and see you soon. Bye. Take care.
Thank you very much, Cornelia. Thank you.